Okay, you are welcome today. Today we're talking about how we can actually look into this blockchain project. It's a very exciting project. So let's look together through this project and see how exciting this project is. So sorry for some certain delays. So actually the ICO has actually ended. So they've sold everything. And now, after they sold everything, they were giving some proposals about how this coin is actually going to look in the future. So I did some review. I want to go through some of the review and let's see if you are to make a very good decision on this review. Remember, the law of investment says that you have to investigate before you actually commit your money to any project. So the main thing is not just the returns that are actually coming from the project. The question is, what am I investing my money into? Do I know so much? So it's a project that was instituted by some guys in Korea, and according to them, I don't know how true it is, that they said Korea, South Korea, that they have the finest and the best technology. So they are the top, the most technological country in the world, as you could see from the papers. Now this is a white paper. It was last updated 15th June 2017, and we'll be talking about many of these things. We're talking about the vision, the background, the hyper connect the world, and many other stuffs. Okay, let's take everything true and true. Now the vision of Icon project is to introduce the new era of decentralization by redefining the meaning of communities and creating a new world by connecting such communities. Now, today communities are defined by its social political functions and are limited to the economic boundaries set forth by world nations. Now, through Icon, communities can go beyond and be free from traditional economic system and become frictionless value exchanges with other communities, eventually resulting in maximum total utility of society. Now this is the vision. They are currently working with some banks. ICO is a vision with proven track record and has progressed beyond its initial conception stage. It already consists of communities comprised of reputable institutions, banks, securities, insurance, hospitals, universities, and lots more. Now, this is an overview. They are giving an overview about everything. They're talking about the blockchain and decentralization. They're talking about what Ethereum is actually doing with the issue of decentralized apps. And that they gave a little about the Bangkok project. If you know about the Bangkok project, they actually raised 150 million. And you know they are like Ethereum. And the EOS project to develop a kind of decentralized operating system. I give you some comparison, and let's see this document. They hyperconnect the world. Now the hyperconnect the world, they are actually talking about, as we saw in the first place, where communities are defined by boundaries. It could be social boundaries, it could be economic boundaries, it could be political boundaries. And from this hyperconnect 2.1 hyperconnect the world, they're actually talking about, supposing you go to a POS machine, a point of sale, and you want to pay with your card. Your information are actually stored. And not only that, the person who wants to actually utilize this system will have to go through many rigorous process in order to get accredited. But with Ucoin, it will not be so. So currently, the project is in South Korea for now. So it's been working in South Korea for now. So they gave what is they are defining what is a network, a community. A community has to do with different networks that, as in different networks or different nodes that are governed with the same governing system, and they gave what is a C node. This is the building block of a community that affects the consensus. And we talk about C rep. C rep is like, it's like there's the Senate, where you have a kind of a senator representing and making decisions on behalf of his people. So that is what the C rep is. Now the Icon Republic is the connector of the whole ecosystem. So as we go through it, you will see that they're actually trying to do, they gave some of the drawbacks that has to do with the Ethereum project, and they are talking about how they want to improve on the Ethereum project when they're talking about smarter business contracts and the rest of them. These are the technical sides. Let me talk about one of the things they actually talk about. Now, Icon Republic, supported by loopchain, it is designed to connect various communities in the real world and crypto world so that it adopts the consensus algorithm that allows real-time transaction. Now, Icon Republic has governance which is different from that of each community and operates on XTF consensus algorithm. Now, this XTF consensus algorithm, we've all seen the what happened with the segregated witness tool, that it failed. Why? Because they were not able to reach a consensus. Now, but with the loop fault tolerance, if 2/3 of the system, we're talking about, because 2/3 of the community, as we saw here, 2/3 of, we say a community has to do with a network of nodes that are being governed under the same system. Now, if 2/3 of communities actually agree or give a consensus on anything, it will be implemented. So it will not need every person to actually give their go ahead, because it's normal in society that what is right, there are people who will not support it, and even what is wrong, there are people who will not kick against it. And they explain how they will connect between different communities and many stuff. Now, what to expect? They are talking about bringing the blockchain not only into the cryptocurrency, but expanding it beyond the public service, expanding it beyond logistics, expanding it beyond healthcare, bringing Internet of Things into this issue, e-commerce, and much more. So what do we do now? We're having rules where blockchain is not coming in to do a lot of things, and there are no intermediaries that are there. So you've seen this is the shipping sector. We could classify this under logistics. We could classify this under financial institutions, and we could classify this, like say, under housing, and with this the transport and other logistics also. So currently they are in partnership with some of the biggest financial firm consortium in Korea. So this is not a project that is actually there because they want to be there. No, they are in partnership with some of these guys, and they are working on many things. So let me quickly try and explain. If you go through the white paper, if you want this white paper, I'll put my email address. You could reach out to me. I will send you, so you can actually have the key points. This talks about some of the funds they've received so far. They received some funds from some ministries in Korea, and they talk about how they can actually use this in hospitals. And one of the interesting facts that they talk about is is Ucoin. And now Ucoin has to do with they basically said many university students actually implement, they're the first implementers of any new technology. So what they seek to do is they want to create a university coin which is called Ucoin. Your student can actually pay tuition fees, access services within the university environment, and do a lot of stuff. So that is what it's basically up about. And they are talking about the healthcare. Now one of the things you must know is this project, if I screw up, this is a project, this is insurance, and this has to do with this has to do with investment, and this is insurance. This is not a project that just, these are not guys who just came up and they want to launch something. No, this is already a work in progress. And as we already know, that the initial coin offering is similar to the initial public offering, and the initial public offering is not for guys who just have any idea. And also the initial public offering is also like a form of the venture capitalist funds where people actually get funds. So we should actually study and know what we are actually putting our money into. Because if one of the things I believe, if we study and we know what we are putting our money into, we think long term. Like Bill Gates, we all know Bill Gates as one of the biggest guy in the terms of investment. You will all agree with me that he did not start investing with billions. He started investing with little. And like the best thing you could do is to study, get this information, and invest your money, and have a time frame. And trust me, you're gonna make a lot of good things from it. So currently, they are actually in partnership with some of the medical systems in Korea. So they have what they call, the project aims to build the network and share precision medical data in a secure manner, and plans to broaden the scope of medical data distribution globally through global networks, including ODA, observational health data science and informatics. So what they're actually talking about is, now with the blockchain, things like medical data, life log, and as you will see here, clinical data, DNA data, and many things now will not just be accessible to every person, but if a person wants it, he's going to give a value for it. You know, when we signed up for Facebook, YouTube, and the rest of them, they told us it's free, but we never knew that we were actually the you know, if you've studied biology, they tell you in the cell that there's what called the mitochondrion. They tell you there's what called the mitochondrion. The mitochondrion is the powerhouse, the powerhouse of the cell. So what we forgot is that we are actually the powerhouse of this company, and our data is what is being traded to advertisers, and it was actually giving them money. But it's not supposed to be so. It's like someone comes and gives you an information, and you're making money off it without their permission. So it's not supposed to be so. So this is the architecture. They have a system called the Nexus system here. People are actually able to connect with one Nexus with the other. And one of the things they seek to do is they are saying, like, just like you have the World Wide Web, which is the internet, and the internet having a protocol like the HTTP, they are bringing their own protocol, and they are working with, like, if you've not seen my video on, IPFS, the Interplanetary File System, which is a new protocol that they want to set for the web, though it has not actually gained traction. But what they seek to do is, just like the blockchain, they are bringing a protocol. The protocol is called BTF, the blockchain transmission protocol, to actually facilitate blockchain transactions, independent blockchains that are connected through trezors. So what it actually does is, just like you have peer-to-peer computers where people can actually connect with one another. Now, what the communication between these people, it has to do with certain protocols. So if it talks about the web or some other communication, we're talking about protocols. Now, they are bringing a decentralized protocol which is called BTF. So it's new in the blockchain. Okay, I'll explain this. Now, the Nezos has to do with the kind of channel that consists of we having validators and we have light clients. So the Nezos is a multi-channel that comprises of all these respective blockchains. So in principle, every node that constitutes Nezos can issue ICS token. ICS is the name of the token, by participating in reserve channel. Now they explain what is a portal. A portal is what actually connects you with other payment system, and they liken it to the SWIFT system here. You actually send money from maybe one place to another, and you're sending money from Japan to Russia and different banks. So but with the SWIFT protocol, or through the SWIFT network, you're able to transfer funds from one place to another without wasting time. Now they seek to bring in a decentralized exchange. Now this decentralized exchange, they will be agreeing on a formula. This is the formula, and not only that, they want to bring in something called the AI analysis model. Sorry, this video is I don't want to make it so long. That's why I'm rushing. I'm rushing some of the things. So they want to bring in AI analysis model. So the AI analysis model will help them in determining the price and some other stuff. So they are bringing their own system. It's called the Nezos public channel. Now the Nezos public channel, they are comparing with what Ethereum is, but in this their public channel, apps are developed and they will be registered in the App Store in advance. Now the nodes that want to participate in the transaction must download and install these apps for them to actually use it. So it will not be like the one you just use in your browser, and these ones can run without a virtual machine, as you can see. So they can run without a virtual machine. Okay, this is the public chain. Now what connects them together is the portal, as we've seen. Now what is the governance system? They are aiming at a decentralized governance system, and we'll have the guys like representation channel, like I liking the senator, and we'll have the reserved channel. Now they're talking about what they're going to do about incentive. Now incentive has to do with third parties that are actually doing some validations, that are helping to resolve some conflict and those certain things. So that is how it's basically it is. So loopchain is a kind of smarter business contract. That is what loopchain is all about, and it's on a reliable environment. So they are bringing their own kind of smart contract that does not require a virtual machine. So much of electricity is actually taken off, and it's more basically like what Ethereum is all about. But you should go through this. You should go through this. So I think that is it, and they give the things about this ICO. So please, in a nutshell, what is this thing all about? It's all about reputation, bringing reputable institutions. They are talking about the lapses that Ethereum and the rest of them have, but they want to fix these lapses. So please go through this thing and have your own review. Thank you.